Hey y'all, so this is gonna be real quick review on or recap or where things are at this point with Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's been a while, it's been 2 episodes since I've done discussion about the show, so I'm just gonna do it real brief and give you my impressions, and I'll be right back. Hey y'all, hey, so it's me, Rennie. So this episode basically starts off with Marceau and Tisha at the grounds where their dream house is supposed to be built. For over the last, few years, all Marceau keeps saying is that we about to break ground, on this new house. And Tisha's like, well, when? He's like, oh, we got so much stuff to go on. Y'all, it's just been several years and the dream house ain't built yet. Okay, like what is the holdup on this dream house? And I don't know about y'all, but there's no way, no how, and no way I'm gonna be living out there in the boonies. Too many woods for me. And where there's wood, there's wild animals. So then Tisha just switched the conversation over to start talking about her mom, Wanda, how she wants them to invest into the food truck. Well, basically she says she is investing into the food truck. And he told her he didn't think that was a good idea because it's not a good business plan. And they go on to talk back and forth. And she brings up Martell and just saying how more patient he is with Martell than he was with her mom. He tries to explain that Martell has a little bit more sense when talking, more business sense, and then his mom, and so forth and so forth. So that's all with that, y'all. He's trying to tell her not to invest in the food truck. Tisha's trying to tell him that the truck runs. Mom told her that the truck runs good and all this. So they got to come to something on that. Same old story. So basically, Tisha didn't appreciate the fact that Marceau is willing to help Martell, but not her mom. So that's that. Anyways, we move right along. And it comes to a point where Tisha is like, well, you know what? I'm just going to have my own conversation with Martell. I'm going to have my own conversation with him because I want to kind of know, what he meant by the comment, 20 different women. I mean, he tried to break up our marriage. I mean, we have kids. We got a home. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, okay. Like, really? And so Marceau just standing there looking at her like, well, he's probably saying inside of himself, well, I did have 20 women. Yeah, the last thing I'm gonna say about this whole thing with Marceau and Tisha is, Marceau saying that, Martell can help them with the company, he's a good guy and all this other stuff. And I beg or differ. Does he even have his builder's license yet? Like, and one thing that Tisha did say is that when Martell was helping them with the business, when there was that scope, there was in a negative. So when Tisha bought him out, now it became in a positive. So it's like Tisha did have some business sense because she got them out the negative. So I understand her reservations, I really do. And I don't understand how Marceau is constantly pushing Martell. Like, are you pushing Martell because he got some junk on you that you don't want him to say? Like, really? Like, it just seems kind of strange that he's pushing Martell so and saying he's a good guy at his core. What? So speaking of Martell, he's at wherever. I don't know if it's where he work at. But anyways, Melanika meets him there because he wants to alert her on what Destiny told him that supposedly Mel told Kimmy. See how messy this is? So anyways, Melanika comes up and they just shoot the breeze for a little while. Then Martell begins to tell her about the rumor about them sleeping together. And so, long story short, she's all, that's not good because, if my husband hear this, and anyways, I'm grown, and who I sleep with, and this and that and the other, and I don't want to sleep with you anyways. And anyways, it's just, y'all, it's just so gossipy. It's just like these grown people acting just so childish. So like, then, just real brief, Melly was talking about how she heard about Destiny's launch for Madani and that she was going to go and support black businesses because that's what she do. She don't dislike Destiny, but she don't mess around with her. But so she said she's going to go and support the event even though she didn't get no invitation. So we'll see how that goes on because Melody has a lot in her that she need to get out in terms of how she felt Miss Wanda talked about her kids. So she says she hoped the Scotts don't be there, but the Scotts gonna be there because that's who she basically hang out with nowadays is the Scotts. So then we're gonna move right along to Marceau. He meets up with Tisha at Black to discuss, him buying back into Scope. And so when he gets there, he just wants to just be all business-like and just talk about the business. But of course, Tisha has a different agenda. She wants to go right in talking about his ex-mother-in-law, how she posted that picture with her with the Teen Wife shirt on. And just, going in about Van, about how phony she is. She called herself a Christian and she be doing this, that, and the other, saying this because she quote a scripture. And so it just went on to that. So Martell was like, he didn't really want to get into all that, basically. But he just listen to her because he's there just to try to get the buy back into scope. Then they moved on along into that, and then they talked about it. She did mention the thing about the 20 women and all this other stuff. And Martell did apologize, and he was like, you know, that's the old me, you know, that won't happen again. I can understand how you could feel about that. So I guess she's buying into him. I don't know, but basically she was really more concerned about talking about Van, you know, than talking about Marcel buying back into Skull, in my opinion. But Martell met up with some of the guys, and, you know, they just did the guy things. I think they went bowling or something like that. And so he was just beginning to tell them about how things were getting better with him and Melody. She was letting the kids call him more. They were able to, he was able to see the kids more, do things together and things like that. Then it shifted to the conversation. Marcel and Martell were talking, and Marcel said, you know, I know you had a date with my wife. Just want to make sure how things went. And, you know, Martell went on to tell him that it was very good, that, you know, Tisha's main thing was trust, and that, you know, he felt that the conversation went well between them as far as him buying back into Skull. In my opinion, y'all, I really don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Martell really has anything to bring to them. They're already established $1 million company. Tisha's brought the company to another whole level. I just really don't see them embracing him to come back to the company. Melody and Martell meets up. She begins to tell him about Wanda questioning the paternity of Sugar Mama. That didn't go well with Martell, because, you know, he don't like nobody talking about his kids. Melanie says she gonna handle it. Anyways, they go into Destiny's event, and they just show the people that showed up there. It was Martell. It was, I think, Melika and maybe somebody else, I can't remember. But anyways, that's where it ended, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened in the next episode, but I'm done for this one now. Y'all have a nice day. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Well, comment, subscribe, and like my video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.